If you have ever had any problems in understanding the difference between the simple past and the present perfect, perhaps this video can help you. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain why the simple past and the simple present perfect are different, list the adverbs of time which are commonly used with each verb tense, and give 6 examples of situations in which you use the present perfect. Both tenses refer to events that happened in the past, and the distinction between them is more important for British people rather than for Americans, who tend to use the simple past much more often than the British. It is possible to say I visited London 3 years ago and I have visited London many times. So, if both tenses refer to the past, what's the difference between them? The simple past is used when you talk about an action that existed at a precise point in the past and is completed. The speaker feels mentally distanced from it. The action belongs to a past that is over. In the sentence, I visited London 3 years ago, my mind is back to 3 years ago. When the time of the event is mentioned or is clear from the context, we use the simple past. We left Europe in 1997, last month, 2 days ago, yesterday, when I was a child, at that moment. She was born in July. Have you ever wondered why do you use the simple past tense when you talk about a birth date? Because you are referring to a precise point in the past that is completely finished. The simple present perfect stresses a connection between past and present. For some reason, you think about the past and the present at the same time, or the past and the present are still connected. There are 6 common situations when there is such a connection. In the first one, there is no adverb that marks the connection between past and present, but in the other 5 there are recurring adverbs which help you identify this connection. Let's see them. The first situation of use of the present perfect is when something happened in the past has produced a change into the present. When I say I've bought a house, I'm talking about a change in my life. The moment when this happened is not the point here. When you say I found my car keys, you're stressing the idea that the past situation of not being able to use your car is over. The second situation of use of the present perfect is when the action happened at an unspecified time in the past. The time is not known or not important, but is connected with the present, because you have a memory of the event. It affects your present or might recur in the future. Some adverbs of time mark this situation. Ever, already, once, twice, 3 times, many times. Never, up to, until now, so far, until this moment, to date. Let's see an example. Have you ever watched this movie? I've already seen that movie 3 times. She's never seen that movie. You do not know if the event has happened at all. The moment when it has happened is not important, but its effects on the present are. If you've seen Frankenstein, you probably remember it. If you haven't, of course, you don't know it. You might watch the movie again in the future. The third situation, which is usually referred to as duration form, is when you want to stress the duration of an action started in the past that reaches the present. Let's suppose the current year is 2010. You can either say I've lived here since 1990 or I've lived here for 20 years. You mean the same thing. Here, the adverbs, which will help you to identify this situation, are since and for. The fourth situation is when you refer to an action that has happened such a very short time ago that somehow it is still connected to the present. In the case of my dog has just had a swim, the swim has just ended. The past is connected to the present because of its proximity, and the adverb typical of this situation is just. The fifth example is when you want to describe a situation that is not finished yet. The present shares with the past the same situation of incompleteness. I've not finished my test yet means that the test was not finished in the past and is still incomplete now. The sixth and last example of use of the present perfect tense is when you want to describe an action that refers to an incomplete period of time. We've gone to the theatre 3 times this month means that the period of time you're talking about, this month, is not over yet, does not belong to the past. But present and past share it. The determiner this, together with year or week, refer to an unfinished period of time. So, what is the difference of use between the simple past and the simple present perfect? I hope you can answer this question now.